Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. This is my Crafty Dan, and I have moved into my camper. Yeah, so I haven't moved out of my house. I just like to spend as much time in my camper in the summer as I can if I'm not traveling or doing other things, and I'm officially at the camper. So I am planning week 25, and that's June the 19th to the 25th. So this is the last week I'll be at the camper before I travel for 3 weeks. And yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. So I'm originally from Ontario, moved to New Brunswick in 2020, right at the very beginning of the pandemic. In fact, we bought a house out here the year before, and when the pandemic hit and I wasn't able to work, I came out here, and because I was past the age where I should have been retired anyway, I didn't go back to work. I had full intentions of it, but I didn't go back to work. I was off for too long. I thought I was going to be off for a couple of weeks. I think we were all a little bit shocked by that. So I have this stack. Ooh, that's pretty. I have this stack of papers that I made. Wow. Yeah. So I was just trying to figure out what I was going to use for this week, and I just hit on this. So I don't do much decorating. Hardly any decorating in my bullet journal, but this is where I plan my catch-all, where most of my stuff is. And I know that I'm using this paper to plan this week. So let's see how I can cut this. Let me see. Should I start with just a pair of scissors? Maybe. There's a bee flying around outside the camper. I can hear it. So I think what I'm going to do is cut between these birdhouses like this, because I actually think that this is going. What I'm trying to do here is just trim around these leaves a little bit, because I'm just going to go up here a little bit. I don't want any of the pink flowers. Yes, I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling. This paper doesn't stay as stiff because it's just a napkin with a sticky back on it. So I have this, and I'm thinking, wow, wouldn't that be just beautiful there? But I think I'm going to take a little wee bit off, just a tiny little wee bit. And I'll use my paper trimmer for that, just because it's so much quicker and easier. I have this. So I'm going to put this one here like this to decorate this side, because when I plan in my bullet journal, I trim back, and I do about a month at a time when I do my cutting. So I trim back 3 pages so that I can have my weekly bits in the center here. My main focus is in the center, and I decorate on the outside. I'm going to peel up the bottom just a little bit like this, fold that paper back. Then I can use, because it's so thin, I can use this side here to line right up along the outside edge, and then lay this bottom part down. Then I'm just going to go through and pull this up and lay this down. Now this is my sidebar, but I'm not going to cut this leaf off. I want to keep it. I'll just write my sidebar right down here. Just make it a little bit narrower on the part that's next week. So this is what I do for my sidebar and for my setup. On here, I always do the week. So we're into week 25. Oh my gosh, guys. We're almost halfway through the year. Next week is the halfway mark. Wow. So this is the week. And then over here, I do this week. I just use my own handwriting. I don't do any of the fancy lettering. And I put in boxes here for things that have to be done this week. Appointments, bills due, anything like that. I'm going to continue my boxes down here. I just won't put any in right there. So that's enough boxes for that. And then I've recently started putting in next week. And I probably don't need many boxes for here, but I'm putting a double space in between these ones, and all I put down is 3, just so that if something comes up this week, I have a place to put it if it needs to go into next week. And then here, I do my dailies. So I do Monday, Tuesday, there. So I have my days of the week. I guess I can cross my T. And this week, I think I'm going to box these in like a header. So just using the dots as a guideline, I'm going to put a little box around each one like that. So because I penciled some of this in, I'll go back when I'm done this part and erase all the pencil lines. I just like to pencil it in sometimes so that once I pick up my pen, I don't get sidetracked by something else and make a mistake because I have it penciled there. So yeah, it's like using a GPS when you drive. At least you're going to get where you're going. So I need to do another birdhouse over here. So what one will it be? This blue one is really pretty. I might use this one and add, no, I like the blue with the purple because there's some blue on here. So I'm going to do the blue one, and it's going to kind of encroach over here a little bit. But Sunday for me is going to be a travel day. So at the end of July, I'm going to do a travel journal to fill up some of my empty pages and keep track of where I am, when I'm there, what I'm doing. So maybe a half page for each day. And I might show you that as well. So I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to do the blue because it's got the blue at the bottom of this cage and it matches a little better. So I might cut a little wee bit off the side of the blue cage. So maybe that tail, maybe I'll end it at that tail. So let's find where that is and kind of straighten this up. There. Then I'll use my scissors and cut some of this out. There's a foolish chicken out. Sounds like one didn't go back to roost. I might have to go out. It's getting dark, so I might have to go out and catch one chicken and put it in. If you're new to my channel, I have my camper set up at my son's farm. So I have my own, basically my own private campsite right at the farm. And his farm is on top of one of the ridges really close to the Bay of Fundy in New Brunswick. And I get the most beautiful sunsets here, have the most amazing view, and it doesn't cost me anything to park here. And I even get invited to dinner all the time. So yeah, it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. So I'm going to round this corner off right down here. Take that little wee bit of color out. And then I'm going to set this down like this, right there. And see, it doesn't take much away from Sunday at all. So let's start by taking a little bit of this paper off at the top like that. Then I'm going to line this up like this and stick that down. So I've got it started, so it shouldn't be hard for me to keep this straight now. Because there's a little bit of a trick to laying this down if you're laying down larger pieces. Right across to the next page. Geez, I hope I was in frame and you could see that. My setup here is a little different. There. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Just wow. So because I have this little bit of pink in here, I've got a lot of pink here. And I'm going to cut it out and use it as well. I'm going to try to take advantage of some of this. So I'm just going to try to cut out bits to finish decorating this page. I don't need this because that kind of takes away from this branch. So if I cut that off, because it goes up like this, but I want the branch to hang down. I think these are cherry blossoms, and they're absolutely gorgeous. There. So I'm going to put this up here like this and just let it hang down onto this over here. So I'm going to maybe take a little of that off so that my branch can kind of go like that. Yeah. So all I do is take a piece of the backing paper and fold it back. Then when I lay this down like this and put this down, it just kind of, the rest of it just goes where it needs to go. There. So a little pink at the top of that page because it needed it. And then because this is all I have left of this, I think I'm going to cut a couple of these birds out as well. But I also have this little pink, just this little pink branch right here. Yes, it needs to be saved. There, so I just added a few little bits to it. So let me clean up my mess. Now, I won't throw any of this away because I could still cut birdhouse, this birdhouse. I mean, parts of these images could still go on an ATC card. There's lots of places that I could use these. So definitely not throwing the scraps away. So the next thing that I have to do in here is fill my days out. So they've been pretty simple lately. I keep simplifying things, and every week I try to simplify it a little bit more, and I think I've got it down to bare bones, and this is what I've been doing. I've been doing a to-do list. And I've been putting 6 boxes down in my checklist. Then I've been putting a social media. And I've been putting 3 boxes here, but I double space them because I need the extra room. And then down here, I've been doing self-care. And I've been putting a couple of boxes down here. And the reason that I've been doing this, and I explained this last time too, I think, is that I have fibromyalgia and I have psoriatic arthritis. And both of those are autoimmune ailments. And if I don't take care of myself, things go crazy. And I found things getting away from me a little bit. I've broke out. That's what this is. I've broke out with a lot of psoriasis lately. It's not good. And I've been suffering with it. So the only way that I'm going to be able to get this in control is to start taking better care of myself. So if I make a point of having to put 2 things in here that I'm doing for myself every day, then I know I'm taking care of myself, or taking better care of myself anyway. So I'm going to do this for each day. Okay, so I have all my days filled out, and the only thing that I have left to do on this week's spread is add some color onto the actual working part. So what I'm going to do, I've got my Crayola Super Tips here, and I do love this. There's some blue spread out through in the birds, in the bird houses. And there's pink there and there. But I do love that purple. I'm just going to grab the back of one of these scraps. Kind of matches in here in that purple. And it's a very soft color. So that, or the pink. Ooh, I'm not sure. I think the purple. I'm going to go with the purple. I've got another pink here too. I wonder what it's like. I know that other purple's too dark. No, that's too peachy. So I'm going to go with the purple. And all I'm going to do is on my headers, just on my headers, I'm just going to put a wash of this purple over top of my letters because I love the way that that looks. I forgot to put purple on there. I'm going to do that as well. There, that's just, it's such a pretty color of purple. So, and I love purple. So that's it. That's my week. I don't have a lot of pre-planning to do in here, except for having the baby bunnies that are due on Tuesday and being able to watch for those to see if that happens. So what I'll do this week, because I'm traveling the week after, is all through the beginning part of the week, every time I think of something that I need to do to get ready for that trip, I'm just going to jot it in here. That way I can add it to my to-do list and have things done so that on Friday, on Thursday and Friday, when I start getting ready to pack that car, I'm going to put clean the car. There. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. There. So I changed already. See, this is what happens. I white stuff out and I move it. Because if I clean my car on Thursday, then I'm all ready to pack it on Friday. And I don't want to cram too much stuff into one day. I'm going to try to spread this getting ready out for the week. I also have a few videos that I have to do still and film this week so that I can post a few while I'm gone. So I'm going to put a link to this video where I created these papers down in the description box, because this is a way that you can personalize your planner, and you don't have to use just napkins with big pictures on them like this. You could also use napkins with really smart looking little prints, florals, all types of things. And this can be cut into boxes, and it cuts, you saw it cuts really good with a paper trimmer. I mean, no problem with a trimmer at all. So you could trim out your boxes and your all sized boxes and use this in a happy planner, an Erin Condren, any kind of personal planner that you make. Yeah, nice to be able to use personalized papers in a personal planner. And that's what this is for me. It's uniquely me. So I'm not doing these plan with me videos so that you can buy the exact same stuff that I'm using and to do the exact same spreads. I'm showing you this so that you can do something unique and personal in your own planner. So I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. The best thing you could do to help me grow my channel is simply go into the comments and say hi. It doesn't take long. It's 2 little letters. Just 2 little letters. You don't have to put in a big comment. Just say hi. You could also tell me if you like this or not. I mean, it's up to you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really, really love it if you did that before you left so that you could come back and become part of my YouTube family. That would be really amazing. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now, everyone. Have a wonderful week.